We are jumping right into a totally chaotic viral moment from the 2026 FIFA World Cup that literally has the whole internet buzzing. It's this wild story that perfectly mashes up the meticulous tactics of global soccer with the raw, ear-splitting energy of American football architecture. Let's get right into it.
Part 1. A viral World Cup moment.
So, this all kicked off over on the r/World Cup subreddit. A user posted a simple question, asking if we've seen any true goal of the tournament contenders yet. Now, normally you're expecting those beautiful bending free kicks or crazy acrobatic bicycle kicks, right? Well, a fan going by the username Marcel Museveni completely bypassed the standard highlight reel. They hilariously nominated an incredibly bizarre own goal from Tunisian captain Ellyes Skhiri during their massive Group F finale against the Netherlands. Their exact words? Ain't ever see someone punt a ball so hard and surely into their own goal like that before. I mean, it was an absolute disaster for Tunisia's Eagles of Carthage, and a huge, huge gift for the Dutch Oranje.
But to really grasp the drama of this specific match and why a moment like this resonates so much, we gotta zoom out for a second. We need to look at the spectacular, historically deafening venue where this all went down. Because honestly, the stage is just as fascinating as the play itself. How exactly did a legendary American football stadium become the backdrop for this kind of soccer chaos?
That brings us to Section 2, the loudest stadium on Earth. This whole viral moment went down at Arrowhead Stadium in Kansas City. And if you follow sports, you know this isn't just any venue. It's a place deeply steeped in American football lore. It originally opened to the public way back in 1972, and it was designed with these incredibly steep upper sections to pack in fans while keeping a really tight footprint. Actually, fun fact, you can't even replicate that design in modern stadiums today because of newer accessibility rules. Fast forward a bit, it underwent a massive $375 million renovation in 2010. So for over 50 years, Arrowhead has basically been the sacred temple for the Kansas City Chiefs, before finally welcoming the FIFA World Cup in 2026. Now, here's the craziest part about this venue. Arrowhead officially holds the Guinness World Record for the loudest outdoor stadium on the entire planet. Back in September 2014, during a Monday Night Football game against the Patriots, the crowd noise hit a literally ear-shattering 142.2 decibels. To put that into perspective for you, that is roughly the same noise level as a jet engine taking off from 100 feet away. Just imagine trying to calmly communicate with your teammates and coordinate a delicate soccer backline in that kind of acoustic nightmare. It's a literal wall of sound designed to completely rattle visitors to their core.
Section 3, Transforming Arrowhead for FIFA. Preparing this notoriously loud, intensely steep NFL stadium for the hyper-meticulous standards of the global soccer stage was no small feat. When you compare a standard American football layout to the incredibly strict 2026 FIFA field regulations, you quickly realize some huge structural changes had to happen. Basically, an American football field is just way too narrow for a regulation international soccer pitch. So what did they do? To widen the pitch to FIFA standards, they had to literally carve out extra grass by entirely removing seats in the end zone corners. And that wasn't all. The stadium needed serious upgrades to its field ventilation system just to keep the playing surface pristine during that intense summer heat. Plus, they had to pull off major expansions to hospitality suites and media seating outside the existing press boxes, all to handle the massive global broadcast footprint. Just a colossal effort.
All right, let's get back to the action. Section 4. Netherlands dominates Group F. So the pitch is perfectly widened. The atmosphere is electric. The Dutch came in hungry for the top spot in the group, while Tunisia was fighting desperately for pride. But man, things got away from the Eagles of Carthage incredibly fast. The Oranje absolutely dominated right out of the gate, jumping to a 2-0 lead in just 7 minutes. It started with that viral own goal in the 3rd minute. Dumfries drives this dangerous low ball across the face of the goal, and Skhiri, maybe rattled by that deafening stadium pressure we just talked about, tries to intercept but accidentally punts it right past his own keeper. Then, literally 4 minutes later, Virgil van Dijk causes absolute chaos with a towering header from a set piece, and Paul van Hecke reacts the quickest to smash the loose ball into the net. Looking at the complete timeline of the goals, Tunisia actually did show some signs of life in the second half. In the 54th minute, Hazem Mastouri rises up, meets a corner, and powers a beautiful header past the Dutch keeper to make it 2-1. For a quick second, a comeback kind of felt possible. But nope, just 8 minutes later in the 62nd minute, Paul van Hecke slams the door completely shut with a towering near-post header off a Tijani Reinders corner to cement the 3-1 victory. The really crucial point here is that this wasn't just a fluke result, or just a stroke of bad luck on that early own goal. The underlying expected goals, or XG, data proved the Dutch were in complete control. Just look at the massive gap in these numbers. The Netherlands generated a solid 1.03 XG compared to a really meager 0.23 from Tunisia over the full 90 minutes. The Dutch basically dictated the pace, starved Tunisia of any high-quality chances, and were just incredibly clinical with the moments they did create. Section 5. Match ratings and the aftermath. Let's see who really pulled the strings out there. The individual performances tell the real story of the tactical battle on the pitch. Dutch center-back Paul van Hecke was hands down the standout performer, earning a massive 8.8 out of 10. I mean, not only did he score that decisive third goal, but his commanding aerial presence and composed ball-playing authority completely neutralized the Tunisia attack. Paul van Hecke also had a great game with an 8.0. On the Tunisian side, goal scorer Hazem Mastouri earned a respectable 8.0. But unfortunately for the captain, Ellyes Skhiri struggled heavily, getting a 6.5. And that rating directly stems from that chaotic, viral own goal we discussed right at the start. Thanks to this dominant and heavily calculated performance, the unbeaten Netherlands claimed the top spot in Group F with 7 points. This is a massive tactical advantage for Ronald Koeman's squad. It officially sets up a round of 32 clash with Morocco, allowing them to dodge some of the potentially more dangerous group runners-up early on in the knockouts. Which leaves us with one really burning question to end today's explainer. As this legendary, historically ear-splitting stadium gets ready to host even more intense knockout rounds, is there any team left that can actually halt this Dutch momentum? They've shown us they can dominate possession, ruthlessly capitalize on mistakes, and strike with lethal efficiency. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Thank you so much for joining me as we broke down the data, the venue, and the viral moment. Keep your eyes on the Oranje, and I'll catch you next time.